But now to your forecast. I'm joined now by Chris Mulcahy. And Chris, looks like it's going to be a nice day out there.
That's been good. By the way, I've been looking forward to Jeb Day because I knew that you were going to be filling in. So good to have a man. Already great start. Weather's been interesting this week, man, because it really has been on repeat. Each day kind of has a similarity to the last, and that's exactly true for what we have today. So roll tape. We're over on weather 2. We have a 60-degree dew point for the time being. So what does that mean? It's a little bit sticky. It's not too bad. Still feels amazing. 65 degrees is the new temperature starting off the 9 o'clock hour, and we only cool down to around 60, 61 in Mecklenburg County and the greater Charlotte area. That's amazing. That's actually warmer than where we have been over the last few mornings. And where we're going from here, we are going to see those dew points drop back to the mid-50s. That just means it's more comfortable air. Temperatures in the lower to the mid-80s, just where we were yesterday. The only difference is you might add a little bit of cloud cover here and there throughout the day, but all in all, it is going to be a mostly sunny one. At worst, a partly cloudy one. Here's a better look at where we're at right now around the area. We have 64 degrees over in Rockingham, 66 for you in Lancaster, and a nice little rebound for you up in Boone, 52. And just note, Boone, you have ranged anywhere from about the upper 40s to the upper 30s for your lows this week. So it's been all over the place across the board. High temperatures today, 83. Yesterday was at 84, 82 the day before, and then we have 76 on your Tuesday. If you remember, it was a lot more fall-like to begin the week, and then we had the lower to the mid-80s all in all. And it does look like our lows are going to be trending in a pretty good direction over the weekend. We will drop back to the upper 50s. That's still nowhere where we have been in recent days. We actually had some of our coldest air of the season and some of the coldest temperatures that we've had since May earlier on. So this is where we were earlier this week. We dropped down to 54 degrees September 9th, so that was on Monday. And then for your, that was Tuesday, excuse me. And then we also had 55 degrees on the 10th. So yeah, really what a situation. No, I'm mixing up my days. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday. There we go. It wasn't too long ago. Where am I at? And you can see that really where we have been and where we're going, not really a big change. I was showing you that it's either side of 60 degrees for our lows. That's pretty much where we're going to be. I think the highs are going to be a little bit more drastic and jarring as we are working our way through the weekend. So I want to get right to our 7-day forecast, to our 10-day forecast, before I get to more of the big change that we've seen since the last time I was here in the Impact Studio. So for our Jerry Hunt Super Center 7-day forecast, we have the lower 80s today and tomorrow. That's great. It's amazing. It's going to be a great weather to go to that soccer game tonight, on Saturday night. You going, Jeb?
Oh, I wish. That game's sold out, Chris Mulcahy. Everybody's in town to see Inter Miami and Lionel Messi take on Charlotte FC.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, so this is a big one. So this is good that the forecast isn't a bust because...
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, that's the perfect soccer weather.
And that's the thing. And there's also Scarowinds officially starting tonight, so that's going to be great forecast for that. And Scarowinds goes through this weekend. Pretty much now through Halloween, it's going to be Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays that you can be scared out of your you-know-what. And then you can expect a great weekend all in all. We have the mid-80s with sunshine on Sunday, mid-80s still on Monday. Now we get towards the changes. I have been talking about nothing as far as rain goes over the last 7 days. Now we are starting to see when the next wet weather system is going to start to pop up. And it looks like it's going to be Monday night heading into Tuesday. So earlier, just a couple of days ago, I showed you the 7-day rainfall map. This is technically called the Quantitative Precipitation Forecast.
Wow,
the
fancy.
QPF. Oh, I know, right? And this was a blank map. Just had a gray map a couple of days ago. Now we're starting to see signs of green, and that's just showing a potential for rain. Now, the reason why is because of a few setups. Number one, we have a developing low that's down towards the south, and it's a fading front over Florida that could kind of take a mind of its own, but that looks like it could take one of two directions, either heading directly towards the Charlotte area or gliding along the coast. Regardless, you're going to have more clouds. It will change up the forecast and also how we feel. So recently, we've been dealing with a great forecast because of that high pressure system. It's happy the high, as I like to call it. Whenever you have one of these, it is always just notorious for that beautiful type weather, and that's exactly what we're going to be seeing here in the near term. Whenever you have one of these, and here, let me show you what happy the high actually looks like. And this is his dating profile. Loves the sunshine. Dry weather is his jam, and he's cool to his left and warm to his right. So it's all about the rotation, that whenever it starts to push its its way further off towards the east, since it rotates in a clockwise manner, that's going to allow for a more push out of the south, which sometimes can drag in some warmer temperatures, but also drag in more moisture, and it definitely is going to feel a lot more humid. So looking to the south, we have a quasi-stationary front, just dropping all the long, pointless weather terms on you. But when this is around, it's a front that kind of moves around, and when it's interacting with a bunch of moisture, it's talking about daily showers and thunderstorms. So Jeb, you and I are big fantasy football fans, so I'm going to put a bookmark here, and big football fans in general. Last week, the Panthers might have lost any momentum they had when there was a rain delay, but it was really a lightning delay. I'm just saying that the one game this week that could have rain impact it and even some delays is the New England-Miami game. Now, if the only way that you'd want to watch that is if you're a New England or a Miami fan, because both teams are atrocious. As a New England
that's
fan,
a rough watch. I'm not necessarily sure a rain delay would be the worst thing to happen in that game. Maybe just wipe it off the map.
Maybe to actually give somebody the spark that they need.
Hey, listen, there will be sparks flying. That's what it sounds like.
But I'm just letting you know, for sports bettors, for fantasy football, that a chance for rain delays sometimes can kind of alter different swings there. So let that know. And I shouldn't be telling Jeb this because him and I are playing each other in the WCNC Fantasy Football League.
True.
Jeb has Christian McCaffrey took the chance there.
Yep.
So
far paying off, paying dividends.
So we'll see. We're both 1-0, and I know everyone really cares about this, but I just want to broadcast here on the Impact Studio that Jeb's about to be 1-1 come Monday night.
We'll see about that one, Kay. We'll see about that.
But regardless, getting back to the weather forecast, you can see that a stationary front is down towards the south, but what's going to happen is it's going to slowly push its way further off towards the east, but then you start to see this circulation. What's called an upper level low will actually turn to a surface one, develops with this band of rain. So there's going to be a lot of rain off the shoreline. If you're going to the South Carolina coast this weekend, it will get a lot cloudier, especially Saturday heading into Sunday. I think the rain doesn't really introduce itself until about Sunday heading into Monday. But this is the big change that we're seeing. Now, a lot of models are saying nothing will happen, Charlotte will be dry. But then I would say about 2/3 of them are saying, no, rain is coming. So that's the big change that we have seen in the near term. I'll show you what it looks like on our long-range futurecast. Here's that low that we're talking about. So this is Sunday morning. This is Sunday afternoon to the evening, and at that point, you're seeing more rain heading into your Monday. Now, Monday looks to be dry for Charlotte, but notice all that heavier rain along the coast. This is technically a coastal low. If we had a better environment, less wind shear, things were stacked up for more of a tropical setup, it's these type of systems that so often than not, this time of year could turn into a named storm that oftentimes just a glorified low pressure system. But hey, we see that all the time. So I just want to let people know that some heavy rain is going to be certainly possible along the shoreline. But then watch, as this starts to move in, this is Tuesday morning heading into your Wednesday morning. That's where we could see some rain. So the biggest question mark we have is this low pressure system going to do one of two things? Is it going to move its way further off towards the north, like Charlotte, like this is showing, or is it going to take more of a turn? Because if it takes more of a turn towards the northeast, we're really just talking about more cloud cover. So it's either going to be taking this direct turn like this, or you see a more general push that way. Oftentimes in the tropics, it's a lot bigger forecast, but we have a lot that can change here. And this also is a good testament of what happens this time of year. It doesn't matter if this is going to be a named storm or not. You can see that earlier, even just yesterday, we're talking about, oh, there's a 20% chance it might rain for your Tuesday. No, now we're looking like a good surefire bet that not only are we kind of flipping the script as far as, oh, you're going to see a better chance for rain, but it's also going to start to feel a lot more humid as well for this system. So I'm just going to kind of put a question mark. I hate to do that because that means a lot of people have weather jokes saying that you have a 50-50 shot for something to happen. But anything that's that far out, about 5 days, there's a lot that can come to fruition. But here's the big shift. Once you get to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, that comfortable dry air that I've been talking about is null and void. It's non-existent. Then we start to flip back over to more summertime. This is how we usually feel during the middle of August. It's not necessarily that where you can air you can wear, but it is certainly that, it's humid out, or walk outside and you're like, ugh. Well, we're going to have more of that, even though it might be a little bit cooler in the lower to the mid-80s. Just letting you know that there is a forecast change in general, and that's also going to keep some more continued rain chances as well. So for that 10-day precipitation forecast, instead of it being just all dry and flatline over the next few days, we only have that through the weekend. So the best days are really going forward. Tuesday's the best chance for rain, but then after that, you start to have that usual pop-up shower and thunderstorm chance that we should have had for most of the days in September, but instead it's been a little bit more fall-like. So for the last days of summer, certainly feeling a lot more like summer.